everyone, this is Jana here for NBK-Design, and I have for you the new brush toolbox. And as always, the brush toolbox, it comes with ABR files for Photoshop elements and for TPL files, toolbox presets for Photoshop. If you are a Photoshop Elements user, please see what versions work in the description of the brush tool before you buy. It's important to look at descriptions before you buy any product. The same thing with Photoshop. It's probably not going to work with CS6 and under. So make sure to check that. This brush toolbox this month has some interesting mixer brushes. And if you're not familiar, we had mixer brushes before. And they are very different in the sense that they distort the pixels and they can paint as well. And they, not just they can distort the pixels to paint, but they can also paint. And they are different. And this brush toolbox is really special. She works really hard to make it really, I would say, realistic, to give you a better paint feel, especially if you work with the a Wacom. I think you're just going to have the full experience of the two brush preset in Photoshop if you have a Wacom. If you have a Wacom like me in Tools Pro, you're gonna see some really cool stuff that this brush tool includes, which is tilt and things like that. So I'm gonna show you. If you follow me on Instagram or NBK, you already have a little bit of a sneak peek of what's coming. But and that's the reason why I'm here today showing on Photoshop, because I want you to be able to show people that have Photoshop CS6 or Photoshop CC and have a Wacom what this brush tool can do. It's really amazing, especially for the price that you are getting it. I'm going to actually put a solid color because I put this paper just to show something else. And get this here, new layer. And then you can see here the nice fluidity and some texture even. This is the brush tool texture. You can see the texture there, the edges. We have the perfectly blender. As you can see, a softer brush is perfect to blend. Next is the watercolor flower stamp. So if you just tap, then it can see the flowers, they're grungy, but then you can paint then. And I wanted to notice here with the Wacom, the pressure here. So I'm doing really soft and this is really strong. So you can see that this put more paint and this create kind of a grungy kind of style here. So this is the power of toolboxes, brush preset tools in Photoshop that you can control according to pressure, which you're not gonna see with a mouse. Next one is a grungy paint, and it says to use with two colors. I have here an orange and a blue. And then, let me give a close-up. I love this one. It has this kind of texture, kind of crayon kind of style. Let me change the color. So I'm having now, I have red, really nice texture. Love this. Next one. I'm gonna skip the mixes for now. I just want to show the other one so we can, I'm gonna show the mixers later. These are more kind of for you to do doodles, so you can do some marks. This is the dots. These are the stitches, so you can create stitch doodles or even like flower stems, even a flower. These are the vintage paper, so if you need some background stuff, very pretty. Let me get some color here. It uses also kind of two colors. I have some purple and white, and you can see there. Now I have green and kind of faint purple. This is the paint with dots. So it has some nice polka dots with texture. And we have the concrete texture. Let me join the same layer here. You have this nice texture there. And the concrete texture number 2. So it has this nice fading here. Really nice. Okay, so now let me show you the mixer brushes. I have the mixer Grunge 1, and I wanted to pay attention here that this mixer brush comes with color. So it is supposed for you to use to paint. And it's supposed to look wet. So you have the paint there. And if you have a Wacom, you see if you go really light, it goes light, and then if I put more pressure, and it goes thick, and you can then come here and change. So if you change the rotation of your pen, you can see that gives different marks. I just wanted to pay attention here at the brush, how it changes there. Okay, we have the mixer brush Gelato 1, and I wanted to pay attention here what it does. It mixes the colors, and it has 2 colors here. So put this up here. I'm on the same layer. So as you can see, it mixed two colors together. And more you go over it, they mix and they blend. So as you can see here, it's nicely blend because I'm going over and over on top again, or you can just, you know, brush them. Oops, sorry. So that's the brush. So if I just keep going, it's like that. But if I then, because it's a mixer brush, if I keep going on top, you're gonna see here there's no color, because if I go on top, it's gonna blend the brush because it's a mixer brush. So you can just click on another brush and click back, and it's gonna go back to the two colors there. Okay, so you see that. All right, so we have the Gelato number 2 smear or smear brush. So this one have color as well. And it has a different texture. I'm here on the same layer. So I'm on the same layer, and the different thing about the mixer brush is that in this case, the mixer brush, it can paint. This is a dry brush, but if on the same layer you have paint like I have here, because it is a mixer brush, it's gonna mix. Look at that. It's gonna mix. Okay? And it's gonna mix with the texture of that brush. And it's gonna mix with the color that you have loaded here. So now, let's put some green. I'm gonna push color here. I can paint, or I can come on top of this one and start blending. Look at that. I can push that purple here and start blending it. Amazing. And we have the Mixer Grunge number 2. The Mixer Grunge number 2 it has some light grunginess. And again, because the mixer brush, then we get here and start. So we have a brush called Pen with Pressure, and I want to just see that if I go light, I can have very light strokes, and if I go put more pressure, I can have more strokes. Okay, then what I can do is, let's just do a doodle here. Nothing fancy. Just a simple doodle there. And we have that. Then underneath, I'm gonna grab another brush here from the brush tool that I wanted to pay attention to something. It's called the Grunge Paint to use 2 colors. I have now orange and blue. So I wanted to pay attention here at the tip of my brush, how it rotates and changes according to what I'm painting here. Not what I'm painting, but according to my pen, what kind of movements I am doing with my pen. As you can see, I can tilt the whole thing down like this, and I can just do edge work like this, or I can rotate like this and do this, and just do flat on my tablet, or I can do edges like this. It's mixing here my blue with my orange there. And I'm gonna go to and you see there how it changes the top of my. So I just to show you the versatility and the power that these brushes have and what you can do in Photoshop. You can go really lightly, go to the side, and it's gonna have different according to the pressure also that you are using. So it's really amazing. So this is in the preview here you can see what she did with the brushes here, painted with the brushes, and so it's pretty amazing what you can accomplish. So I hope you have fun playing with the mixer. You don't need to have a Wacom to use the mixer brushes, but the full advantage if you have a Wacom is what you're going to see. Rotation though, it's just on Windows Pro, I think, or the newest tablets. You're not gonna see this kind of rotation on older tablets. So I hope you enjoy, and this again the Live Wild and Free Painter's Toolbox. Don't forget to visit us at facebook.com NBK-Design, and you can visit me at with2words.org. Thank you.